Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Tifosi Time. This is episode 94 of the Serie A podcast, where 3 out of 4 of its hosts would probably admit they're part of it. Welcome back.
That's way too much.
Way too much.
Wait, too much? Am I overestimating? All right,
Yeah.
2 out of 4. 2 out of 4. It's 9 p.m. Eastern, peoples. Welcome back to the highlight of your Monday. We're streaming live on YouTube, Twitch. I think we're still doing Twitch, right? And also, you can listen to us on podcasts everywhere. This is our season preview and prediction show, which is happening 2 weeks before the season started because I won't be here next week. So, and the world revolves around me. So we're doing it today. So say hello, fellas.
Hi.
God, Frank, there was no energy for that. No energy at all.
Well, listen, I aim to please. I aim to be consistent.
But you're not going to be here next week, and not just now. Now you have the energy.
All right, I'll bring the energy. My picks are going to be so energizing that you guys are just. I don't even need to say nothing.
I feel like we haven't seen each other's picks, by the way, but I feel like Frank's are going to be the worst.
Oh, we have not seen them. I also feel like Frank's is going to be the worst. This is Frank speaking for you who don't know my voice. But before we start, we should also. I think we should take a sneak peek back in time to last year and see how we did, because I don't remember what we picked, and God knows the bar must be set pretty low from last year.
I'm sure they're atrocious. I can't remember much of it, but it's got to be awful.
All right.
Oh my God.
So right across for those people listening on the podcast, we have up last year's predictions. And last year, just to kind of sum it up, 3 of us, me, Dan, and Chris, picked Atalanta to win, and Pietro picked Juventus. So we all struck out there.
I will say the champions, and we all had them in the Champions League, at least Milan. We had 3 of us put them in third, and Daddy put it in fourth. But yeah, nobody even had the balls to put them in second.
No, but we all stood hard against Inter, so that was good. No one put Inter in the top 4. Oh no, Dan.
No, I did. I'm more realistic than you guys.
Did we get anything right? What about our relegation teams?
Relegation.
No.
I got Venezia right. That's about it.
Who did I have?
That was the only one. We got Venezia.
I didn't even get that right.
Chris,
I like the jersey.
So
yeah, Frank and me and Daddy had Venezia, and then the rest wrong.
All right, so we got that. And how many out of the top 4 teams did we get correct?
2.
I mean, out of that made the top 4, I've got 3 of them right, but
I think
not
Dan
right
has
spot.
3. Yeah, Dan has 3. That's the most, right?
Yeah, I'm clearly smarter than all you guys.
Yeah,
So,
Dan guessed Juventus, Milan, and Inter in the top 4.
which was not hard to do.
I had Juventus and Milan. Chris had Juventus and Milan, and Pietro had Juventus and Milan.
I know he had Napoli too. So he had 3.
Napoli.
Yeah. So good job. The only 2 that watch actual soccer got 3. Yeah.
I wish that was true. All right. So really, I get nothing out of this exercise except maybe I don't know why we're doing it another year in a row.
I would just say take these crap predictions from last year and just understand that we're going to make similar crappy predictions this year.
Mine 100% is worse this year. 1,000%.
Okay.
No, yeah, me too. I literally made picks on what I want to happen, knowing that I don't believe they're going to happen. So
exactly.
So and also we're going to throw the caveat out there that there's a month until the transfer window closes. So yes, these predictions are there, but I feel like a lot of teams are still going to change.
I think in the spirit, though, as you don't have to do for every team, but if there's some, like, I know why I put some things on paper, assuming that some other things are going to happen, or wishing, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, you can explain it.
So I'll put that in there.
Yeah.
So, but all right, so let's get to it. Let's get to these shenanigans.
I don't care about the other predictions. No.
What other predictions do we have from last year? Producers tell. So MVP last year, I had Gosens, so that I'm the reason he got hurt.
He didn't even finish on that team.
He didn't even finish on that team. It's true. He ended up on Inter. So Dan, you had Malinowski, just as crappy.
Yeah,
Chris had Chiesa, who got hurt for the year too. So we jinxed them both. And Pietro had Dybala. We are literally the jinxes. We should not put anyone we like on this list.
Yep.
That's
I
pretty
will. I
bad.
will say top goal scorer. None of us got it right. I did put Vlahovic, and if he would have stayed on Fiorentina, I think he would have got top goal scorer. His Juventus move screwed him. Other than that, the rest of our
Muriel
picks.
was hurt. Ronaldo. 2 of us had Ronaldo. He got
Yeah.
sold in week 1.
Yeah, the rest of our picks sucked. It
And
was-
manager of the year, 3 of us had Gasparini. We know how the Lancia went. And
Hey,
Daddy had Allegri. Wait a minute. How did we not
we
make
did,
fun
Frank.
of you?
We made fun of him nonstop when he made that.
But the
pick.
whole year.
No, we made fun of him, Frank.
Surprise team. 3 of us had Fiorentina.
Which they did well.
Yeah, they did okay.
Yeah.
And first
Just a
manager
miss.
fired.
Chris
I
got
got
the
them
one
both in
right.
the
I think first
relegation.
manager fired.
Chris got it right.
Di Francesco, yeah.
First manager fired.
Yeah.
All right. So
So
Oh, just really quickly before we're going to next season. I'm assuming you're going to segue there, but producer Dom did some too, right? Did he do some picks?
oh yeah, for this season,
Oh, yeah,
we have
yeah.
producer Tom who has them.
yes, so there will be 5 picks.
So
that you'll
the
see.
nice thing is we are about to see who we're gonna jinx for the rest of the season. If I would have known, if I would have looked at this again, I would have put totally different names on a lot of this.
Okay, so here's what we want to do. Do we want to do the team picks first, or do we want to do these award picks first?
I think the teams first, but
The
I
team
don't care.
first? Okay.
Yeah, because you might give stuff away.
Okay, let's do that then. So I changed it, just a heads up. We didn't do top 6. I only told you guys to pick top 4 and the relegation. Okay, so I know you guys did, but I only put top 4 on the page because I wasn't spending 6 hours doing this. So we're gonna start with relegation. Okay.
Okay.
And we'll start with you, Frank, and then we'll go left.
I don't remember who I picked, so I'm hoping they're on the thing.
All right. Well, so you have Cremonese, Lecce, and Salernitana as your relegated 3.
Yeah. Can we make these any smaller, by the way?
Listen, you have to fit them on a page. I don't have to tell you. Christ.
Yeah. You know what? For this, I just basically, I mean, 2 of the teams just came up. I just kind of, based on what the teams did last year, they came up, and so far reinforcements. I would like to see Salernitana stay, but
They've actually made some moves.
yeah, they made some moves, and they want potentially Ravella, right? So they could bump out of that, but yeah.
Well, I don't think any of us are going to argue with him, considering I'm looking at them, and all of us have the 2 of those teams at least.
Yeah, I mean, so every single one of
which
us
means they're safe.
pick
Yeah.
Lecce and Cremonese as their relegated teams. Frank picks Salernitana. I pick Spezia. I think Spezia is definitely going down. Just with the coaches they lose and the players they lose, they don't make additions. So I feel like they've been in there too long
I think
already. They should have been
picked
down.
Cremonese and Monza, right?
Yeah, you
No.
had Monza.
Yeah, you pick Monza.
I don't agree with that one. But
You know,
I don't
yes,
think
even if they buy, I know. Still, I don't think they're ready. As a matter of fact, I put us
they bought a
first the court should, you know.
spoilers.
Why are you giving that away?
Spoilers.
Later in
hold
the show.
on. Chris, you picked an interesting one that no one else picked. Samp. Why did you pick Samp?
their team, I hate it. They're getting rid of Damsgaard apparently too. He's going to Brentford. I hate their coach. Their roster's just not good. I was looking at it, and I'm like, they should be better, but I don't think they're.
Oh,
gonna
you guys
succeed.
like Brentford. If Damsgaard goes there, it's even better.
I know.
Yeah, they didn't improve the roster this summer, and they do have a terrible coach.
They
So-
definitely seem like they're in decline. Some of those. They used to spend some decent money and have a couple of people. Like the last couple of years, I feel like they just haven't brought anyone over.
And if they go down and Genoa's down too, who knows if they come back up? But both those teams might be down, which sucks. That's not a terrible pick though, Chris, because their roster really they don't even have Yoshida anymore. I love Yoshida.
It's not good, man. I feel bad too because Caputo's on the team, so
You don't think Caputo's enough to get him fourth from the bottom?
he's got to get the ball, man.
So those are, I mean, pretty standard relegation picks because most people pick the teams that just got promoted. So we're going to go to our 4th place team. So the way I suggest that we do this is you explain your 4th pick, and then if you want to explain the team that you had right under them is like, ooh, possibly I was going to go with this team, but I went with this one.
Okay.
If you want.
If I can remember.
Okay, so let's throw up our 4th place Champions League spot. We're waiting for producer.
Come on,
boy.
producer.
I think he fell asleep. Okay, so Frank, who did you pick?
So I showed no respect to AC Milan and put them in fourth.
Okay, I need to ask you, how do you
Yeah.
think they're going from first to fourth?
I don't think I understand
Well,
that.
so the reason I put them in first to fourth was because I think they had the perfect season last year in terms of how things went for them with the competitors and how they played together. And I don't know, they have to really show me that the younger team can duplicate that. Even Tonali, right? Like Tonali had a tremendous season. I think he's awesome, but he had a great season, right? So like a lot of things have to go right.
I hate to tell you, I think he's going to get even better.
No, I think him personally could get better, but I don't know if the whole team's going to do it. And really, I bumped one team up that bumped them down further than I thought. But yeah, they could just as easily win
I
again.
just like their team got better. They bought
Yeah.
like good players. They didn't really lose much. They lost like bit pieces, and they signed young, good players. So I don't see them going all. I mean, I don't see them winning the whole thing, but to go all the way to fourth is going to be a tumble.
Yes, I agree. It will be a tumble.
So I picked Juventus as fourth, and honestly, I was struggling. I was going to take them out of my top four, and I wanted to put Fiorentina in there, really bad.
Mm-hmm. They were my fifth too.
Yeah, I like what they're doing. I like their team, and I love their coach. And Juventus has already started with tons of injuries. I think Juventus probably has a move or two left in them before the window. But with the injury to Pogba and now McKennie, with already a weak midfield, which I gotta say, I'm at least maybe the kids will stay in the midfield. They won't sell them all, which I like. But I think Juventus is going to struggle just like they struggle with other seasons. And they'll be lucky to get four in my eyes.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. My fifth was Fiorentina. I was debating them, but between Allegri, we all don't like him. Their left back is atrocious. The injuries, I don't know. Fourth is the max, I think, for them right now, unless they make moves.
Yeah. And who'd you pick? I don't even know if you can hear us. Can you hear us?
A little bit, not too much.
All right, who'd you pick?
I pick Inter for to play.
Mm-hmm.
Inter, I think
Why?
it's. I mean, all the question is for the Inter. It's they lost to Perisic. And Perisic, he was the best one. Even I saw the friendly game. They play what against? Who they played?
Versus Rome.
Chelsea.
Versus Rome.
Perisic was the best one in there. I think besides this be the best, I think Perisic was doing a lot for Inter. Plus, I don't believe in this comeback of Lukaku. Another thing is, especially if they sell Skriniar, it's another guy. That's
so even now, Dumfries, they're saying Dumfries still has a chance to go too for what do they want, 40 or 50 million for him. So yeah, they could be losing more players than what they currently have. But I think he makes good points about you don't know if Lukaku is going to bounce back. Perisic is a huge loss. They do have Gosens replacing him, so I have some faith there.
Yeah, of course,
Gosens
is not the one, that we used to play in Atalanta. Gosens, yes, it might score some goal, so makes a goal, but he doesn't do the play that Perisic used to do.
I think he's one of the bigger wild cards of the season.
Midfielder too. He was to go up and down and score too. He was.
No, listen, it'll be very hard. It'll be very hard for Gosens to replicate what Perisic did, but does he have the ability to do that? Yes.
The whole thing I heard today, Inter is going to Kostic. Will be a good move for Inter if they get Kostic.
He's rumored again with Juventus too. And then producer Dom's pick, he picked Rome in his fourth spot. And I don't know if he's going to jump on the mic or not, but probably not. But we forced him to make picks because we want to laugh at him throughout the season. So he's got Rome at number 4, which would be an upgrade for them from last year.
Yeah, I have to grade them on the second place.
Just wait. Oh my god! Don't spoil.
Let's go to the third pick. All right. So producer Dom for 3 picked Inter as his third choice. Who did you pick?
I pick Milan because although Milan this year look stronger than last year, I don't think they're going to repeat themselves.
Yeah,
They start
it's
good
hard to
this year
repeat.
too, precision too, but I don't think they're going to repeat. Last year, everything went well for them. Last year, you see, they played without Juventus. They played without Juventus at all. So Juventus didn't bring enough pressure to these people last year. That's what they lose. Yeah. No, you see. You see.
Well, we'll see.
All right, Chris, who did you pick for 3?
I mean, I had Inter along Dom, and you did as well. I think I have a little bit more faith in them. I mean, I don't like them, but like Lukaku's huge. Like he's gonna be good for them. So I don't know. The reason they dropped the spot for me, you'll see my champion. It's more of what I want to happen.
They have. I mean, they still have a strong team.
Very strong.
I don't see them dipping too much further than where they were last year. Can they win it all? 100%.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if they came in first. But they do have more question marks on the team as far as changes that might happen with Skriniar and Dumfries possibly going too.
Yeah.
So can they find replacements for those people if they do end up selling? They have no money. Like you think Juventus has no money. This team has no money. So
no, and that's the reason why they might sell Skriniar or Dumfries, right? But like it hasn't happened yet, so that's my prediction as of right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm there with you. Third's where I see them. Frank, who do you got in third?
I bumped Rome up to third.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I went back and forth between putting them in second or not. Main reasons, honestly, it's because as much as I'm not a huge Marino fan, I think they have a certain style that they started to play last year, and I think in second year they should play that better. They have Dybala. I'm a big fan of my boy Zaleski. I can't say his name, whatever his name is.
They're going to have Wijnaldum too. Wijnaldum is it?
Yeah.
Wijnaldum
too.
Yeah, I think they know what they're about, which I think a lot of the top teams, like, they have this old image of what they should be, but they don't exactly know what they are.
Dude,
I think that's what helped Milan last year. And I think they're
so talented. And we'll get to them when
I think they're gonna definitely play some of the more stylish soccer all year for sure.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't have full faith in them that they can make the jump from like where they were last year to higher than third because they need that consistency. And there's still a lot of them are pretty young, but yeah, that's why I put them there.
One of the more fun teams definitely to watch. For this season.
Producer Dom just wrote in the chat 6th place if they get below T.
He sees them dipping 2 spots.
Bellotti is going to be a starter, but going to help the team.
Yeah, I mean, for a backup forward, you could do worse.
Fine.
And again, this is in flux, right? If they for some reason start to sell Abraham, which I don't think they will because they got American dollars behind them, but there was a rumor this week that still some English teams potentially want him, right?
So
people want him, doesn't mean they're selling him.
I don't think they are either. Obviously, that's why I have them there.
All right, let's go to our runner-up, our second place, and we're gonna start with Frank. You have.
I hate you, Dan, by the way, because you picked the same exact as me.
So far, Chris and Dan are the same. So I have Inter, second place, and honestly, I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it, like how much I hate Inter, and I started them at 5th, and somehow, like as I moved other teams around, I feel like they snuck into 2. Because I kept moving other people around.
I give you respect because you bag on them constantly, and the fact that you put them in 2, I'm like really surprised.
And there's really 2 reasons. I think Lukaku is going to help them. I think Barella had a pretty mediocre year last year, and I don't think he's going to be that bad again. And I, unlike Daddy, am buying the Gosens bounce back. I think last year, first year back from injury, he was very limited. I think this year he makes a difference for them. with another year of Inzaghi with the team, I think they're gonna
But
play pretty good.
do you think Gosens has a better year than Perisic did last year?
Well, Perisic had an amazing year last year.
I think that's his point. He's
But
not going to replicate that.
But I will say, if Gosens has his top year versus Perisic's top year, I think it's a wash.
Yeah, but that's a big if. Right? He's
Yeah,
coming
I
off an
think,
injury.
if we compare Perisic and Gosens, all right, Gosens is a good player, but Perisic, for the economy of the team, he did the great last year.
Yeah, he
did
did.
the great.
He did. But Gosens, when Gosens is top of his game,
better than Lautaro, better than Barella, better.
But when Gosens is on top of his game, he counts for 2 or 3 people too.
He has the ability.
If you want to see what dribbling, he wants to dribble everybody. Everybody wants to, when they get in foul.
Like I said, if you're going to lose a top player, I feel the best spot you could be in is have a player like Gosens potentially replace him. So
for sure. I mean, I love Gosens. I don't think he's going to be as good as Perisic was last year. Perisic, he was insane last year.
I think Lukaku will have he's not going to score as many goals too, and they're not going to play as much for him like they did when he was with Conte. But I think he will help have other players run off of him. I think he will become a bit of a pivot point that'll help them as well, like Lautaro and the rest of those guys. So yeah, I hope they suck. I hope they come in 9th. Right? But
there you go. That's what I'm used to.
But I put him 2nd.
I respect you for putting him.
Yeah, no, seriously, I do too, because I didn't think. I mean, I think last year we looked at last year's. I was the only one in the top 4.
I didn't have them in the top 6.
Yeah, you guys have them there. It's at least you're a little more realistic this year. Me and Chris also, we picked Milan as our 2nd. I still see them being very strong.
Just really quick before you start talking, Dan, I think they're all forgetting about Leao. He's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I know.
He is pretty good.
Yeah. They have the best goalie in the league. They have the MVP from last year. They got an insane midfield, a good defense, way better wingers than they had last year. Their wingers sucked last year. They got good wingers now. I don't see this team. Your question is at striker. If Giroud and Origi can.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Origi fan. That's the thing.
But still, they even have more depth than last year.
That they do.
This team,
they're legit.
If I had to pick who gets a 2nd star, first it's Milan over Inter. Based off of this. It's
probably
roster.
A smarter bet, honestly.
Yeah, I don't see them, and they got a good coach. He does wonders with them. They work.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Last year they got lucky too because Abramovich was hurt so much he couldn't even pretend to play. So what happens if he's hurt less this year? Now you're gonna have to put him on the field more.
Yeah, but listen, you're acting like Abramovich is useless.
No, he's not useless, but he definitely last year was the first year I really started to see his age.
No, but he knows he's a big player now, so he's not going to be like, "Hey, put me on the freaking field." He's going to be like, "Cool, you want me to sub on for 20 minutes, 30 minutes? I'll do that."
I'm just not a big Origi fan, like I said.
He gave the penalty shots to Kessie at one point. He's not about that anymore, right?
They did lose Kessie, which is another thing.
Yeah. I know. I agree with Dan. I have him at 2. I love him.
Listen. I mean, they should absolutely be in the running, right? I mean, they should not fall too far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you picked Rome in 2nd. Why did you pick Rome?
Yeah, because of Roma, if everything is go well for Roma, they can go up. They're going to get to Wijnaldum too now.
Wijnaldum from
Belotti.
They're going to get him.
Another defense, another center. So they're going to be good.
Yeah, I think their weakest point.
Don't forget, I count a lot on the Bala. If the Bala is in form, not too many injuries, he's going to do his share of points.
Yeah. Remember how I said a lot of my picks have to do a lot with what I want to happen, and it's funny because same thing. I have Rome 3rd, and a lot of that is hoping Dybala just has a big FU year to Juventus and plays all the games, doesn't get hurt, scores 15 goals.
Yeah, well, look
another
at
MVP here.
Me and Dan's number 1 in a couple seconds.
Poot saying Juve relegated in the chat.
Nice.
Let's hope they don't get to a slow start like last year. And then in producer Dom picked Juventus as his runner-up. So we'll keep an eye on that one. So let's go to our champions of the year. Producer Dom picked Milan, so he's doing the repeat. the repeat from last year. You picked Juventus. Why did you pick Juventus besides you're the most biased Juventus fan in the world?
Who, me?
Yeah, why
me?
did you pick Juventus?
Because Juventus this
Yes.
year, although they start bad with Pogba instead, although we have the coach that I don't like, but I think this year they're going to do good. And plus, the buying didn't finish for Juventus.
Yeah, I agree with
It's
that.
a rumor. Yeah. It's a rumor, but they talk about Milinkovic Savic too.
That's not.
You know what I mean? If Milinkovic Savic go to Juventus and they get to Rugani to Empoli and the other Milinkovic from Fiorentina, gonna be okay.
I think this is your saving grace for picking Juventus.
We have a chance for Morata still. We have a chance for Mural. We have a chance for Mertens. Oh, if all these people go there, we're going to be the strongest team.
Well, that's why I'm going to say. I'm not going to give you too much
still
crap
we don't
for
have
picking
the left
Juventus because they have so many more
They
moves.
don't have the left fullback. You know.
Yeah. No, that's there might be a delay. He can't hear anything. But Chris, you picked
Rome. I mean, we talked about it a little bit. Mourinho's growing on me. Well, first, let's say this. Like, this is what I want to happen. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not.
Wait, so you'd rather have Rome win than Juventus?
1,000%. At this point, yes, 1,000%.
Okay.
I respect that.
Okay.
He's holding the line. He's like, if you're gonna play like shit, I don't want you to win.
I'd rather them just get fired and go in a different direction. This is what I want to happen. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Can it happen? Yes. Mourinho's growing on me. Zaniolo, Abraham, Pellegrini. This team is ridiculous. Like Dybala, the talent on this roster.
I was going to say, Chris, their lineup for the game against Tottenham without Spinazzola starting,
yes,
was pretty impressive. And if you add Wijnaldum and you add Belotti, they have one of the deepest, best rosters, and
it's impressive. It's very impressive. So I'm high on them. I'm telling you, they're the team I'm going to want to watch every single week, without a doubt.
Yeah, to me, they're going to take the place of Napoli and Atalanta from the past couple of years. Like, they're going to play better football to watch. They're going to be more entertaining. They have the most talented group, right? Like, Napoli sold off people. Atalanta's got to rebuild. So they're going to be fun. It'll be interesting to see if they can put it together enough to.
Yeah, I mean, they're going for it. They're all in. So it's just great to see a team actually try to go all in and buck the trend and try to get a new champion.
They just have that. They need to get the attitude of they belong and they can win and they deserve to win. Like, they need to get that. Like,
well, you know what they need? I think they need a couple of their defenders that are good. They're decent, but they need them to step up. Like, they don't have a Bremer, right?
It's
like,
true. Yeah.
You know, they don't have that guy who's gonna. So they can be one of those teams that score 3 goals and give up 3.
Yeah, they did it versus Juventus last year.
Hey, let me say something. If you notice, on the champion runner-up, third place and fourth place, right? All 5 of us, we have five spots for everybody.
Same teams,
Nobody put Atalanta, nobody put Napoli, nobody put Lazio. It was all the 4 teams. We feel like they're and that goes back to what I was saying a couple of weeks ago. I think the league is so top heavy, and then everyone else is shitty. Like, the middle ground is going to be really poor, I think, this year.
You see, we don't have Atalanta this year. Let me say something about Atalanta. I don't know what they want to do. What do they try to do? They sell everybody. The coach look like want to stay or you want to be, like replaced. He has to be replaced. I mean, would not quite understand what
it could be. It could be like what Frank said. Frank said the run was over last year. Maybe it happened.
I think it's Sartori left, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know how big important he was there too, but Gasparini. I don't think Gasparini sees by the time they would have a chance to start a new cycle. I don't think he's still there. That's why I'm saying they're done, right? Because I don't think the next coach who takes his place is going to do the same thing he did. And I think it's going to take him 2-3 years to get even possible to do it again.
Did you see what happened to Palomino?
Yeah.
Yeah, with a drug
So-
suspension for a year.
I don't know how it's going to end up with that.
I mean, yeah, they're Atalant's defense is not good to begin with, and now they lose Palomino for a year. So, yeah, they're trending the wrong way. Whereas Fiorentina, where me and Chris were thinking about putting them in fourth, are to me, even without Vlahovic, are still improved their team and are going to be good and up there. But just to go back to Rome, I mean, everything that Chris said, they have a really deep team. They're going for it. I want to see them win it too. I think it would be cool to not have the big three win it, have Rome win it, because their fans, they have great fans too. So they probably deserve it as well. And Frank, you picked.
I picked Juventus. So again,
I'm surprised, honestly.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so remember how I said this is really what I want to happen, but I don't think it's going to happen. So, let me state everything about Juventus just to get it on the table. I hate their coach. I think he sucks. The injuries to Pogba and McKennie, not great. We still have all this dead weight that they're trying to get rid of with Sandro and Arthur and Rabiot, everybody we know.
Hey, Juventus
Ramsey's gone.
will look like it's good today this year. Perin, I think it's going to take Seychelles play.
Well, I've been saying Perrin should take Shannon's spot for 2
I've
years.
been impressed with him too. He's played really well.
I've been saying Perrin's a good goalie for everyone, so I'm not surprised with that.
I said that the first season we started doing this.
But listen, here's why I put them, right? Because I think Bremer's a really big ad, right?
Agreed.
I think Di Maria is going to play at least a half a year good before the World Cup.
Wait, but hold on. You say Bremer's a big ad, which I agree. But
I think he's better than De Ligt, to be honest with you.
So I agree too at this point right now. But is he that much of an upgrade that it's like going to make a difference to go to first?
No. But here's why I think they might have a chance for first, right? I think the injuries might help them actually keep a couple of the young. You guys said it earlier. A couple of the young guys that I think otherwise Allegri would not consider. Fagioli and Rovella, I'm really hoping get a chance. And that
Fagioli, 100%.
Sometimes that happens for teams. Like sometimes guys get hurt and by accident they put in the sub and he ends up being the thing that changes the team. Right. So I think if Fagioli and Rovella can get a chance, right, I think that improves our team. I think I think there's still a lot of rumors, like Daddy was saying, around potential players they're going to bring in. I think they're going to bring in one or two other players. I saw again the Raspadori rumors. Like I think he would fit nice and be somebody for now in the future.
Well, I don't think he fits too much.
I do because I think you could play him as the vice Vlahovic and also for Chiesa and for Di Maria.
You can put them all three up front, anywhere up top, because you can play somewhere.
They would work very well together.
I want to see good in the Juventus. Mertens or Muriel.
Well, they're both they're both very good players, but the thing is Muriel can only play number 9 and Martins can play the two sides. If you play Martins as number 9, it's like a false
Muriel
side.
can play on the wing too.
He could play the wing.
Listen, all three of them are great players. I would rather get the young guy that I got for 5 years, 10 years, who's young and he's Italian.
Yeah, but Sassuolo wants 35 million.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, we spent 30 million loaning out Morata 3 years in a row, so it's not that crazy of a thing,
Yeah, I mean, I see him worth that money. If you weren't paying 30 million, I would pay 30 million for him.
And listen, this is a stretch for me, right? Because this also depends all on Vlahovic having a tremendous year, which right now, the way last year and this year, the way Allegri used them, is a big stretch. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. But if we can find the Vlahovic of true Vlahovic, and he,
that's the one thing. That's the one thing I was going to say. Like, he just doesn't look comfortable. They don't pass him the ball. He's useless out there.
Well, right now, yeah, and then he's got some nagging injuries or whatever. So there's a lot of ifs here. But I think Juventus, in the end, brings in one or two players. I'm hoping they keep a couple of the young guys because of the injuries. I think they made a mistake with Cambiaso.
Going to get another 2-3 players before the 15.
Yeah, and I also think there's something to be said for. Do you remember the games where Juventus played where it started to seem like Allegri's tactics were starting to take hold last year, where they were really compact, well organized, not giving up chances, right? They still were playing pretty ugly. I think that's going to be even better this year. And I just think we're going to have a little bit more,
Well, you already see it. You already see them playing different style offensively, being more attacking and vertical balls and all that, which is nice to see. But defensively, like, they suck on the wings.
Well,
they can't guard anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's really bad.
Sandro and Quadrado, is a problem. That's why,
Yeah.
I would have
Danilo
kept
needs to-
Cambiaso. I would have found a
Who,
fullback.
who saw the game in Real Madrid Juventus?
All of us.
Yeah, I watched it.
I didn't.
You saw the game.
Yeah.
Danilo played good. Judol just mistake. He did the penalty.
Oh yeah, I saw one
He missed the
podcast
ball.
where the guy was
He missed the
ripping.
ball. At the best.
Yeah, but people missed on that. I saw an Italian
Otherwise, he
podcast.
played good.
I saw an Italian podcast where they were trying to say Danilo stinks. He made a great run to the middle, before, even though he fouled the guy for a penalty. Like it was a bad pass back there, and then he made the middle run to the diagonal, which was supposed to go to be in the position that caused the penalty. So like, yeah, penalty can happen, but like Danilo is the least of my problems.
Yeah. No.
The problem is they have no fullbacks, right? But anyway, so this is
Let's talk about Juventus in general, right? Real Madrid, Juventus. The first half we play okay, even if we lose 1-0 with the penalty, right? The whole difference, when I said the big difference, the second half when they change all the people, just Real Madrid they had another team, a good team. We didn't have
we had a bunch of, and he's also not helping some of these young kids that actually have a chance because he's putting them in with like 6 or 7 other young kids that don't have a chance, and it's just like the whole thing is a mess, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, yes. Do I know Juventus winning it? I don't think it's far-fetched because it's Juventus and they have the DNA to win more than anyone else. But a lot has to happen for this prediction to come
Do
true.
they have the DNA more than anyone else? Like,
Yes.
who on that team is? I mean, I know they've won stuff.
Yeah. If your point is that most of the guys that have won are gone,
Yeah, like Chiellini,
Frank,
Buffon,
you're going to see
Dybala.
Juventus. You're going to see Juventus before when the market is finished, before the August 15th. If we buy 3 people,
All right, wait. So
I
so
think
pause
that's
right there. Wait, time out. So you're saying if they make these moves, they're going to come in first. If they don't make any moves, which I think they're going to, what place do you think they finish?
if they don't make any moves, where would I put them? If they don't make any moves, then I think they come in third.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I think they're going to make moves. I'm just saying.
I
If they
tell you
don't,
something.
Yeah, I agree.
If we stay with this player, we don't even get to the 4th place.
Well, only
that's
because
my
I don't.
point.
If we did, the 3 people got it on top.
No, I would say I think what you said is semi-true. I think if we stay with these players, we may not make the 4th place because Allegri won't play the young guys. Yes, but for the actual players, I think with another coach with the same team, he could still get him to 3rd or 4th, even with the current team.
You can win. You can win with this current roster.
With this player, you don't get to the 4th place. The one that we have now.
But you can you have a chance.
Because already you see Kennedy injured.
Yeah, you have a chance.
So don't forget this player, the one that we have now, we don't get to the 4th place.
But don't forget, last year we started horrible too, right? So like my thing is on another team with the right coach, Fagioli would end this year with about 25, 30 starts, and they will be talking about him like the next generation of Barella and Locatelli. On our team, he may never play.
Frank, listen to me.
I think he will play.
If we go with this player right now, we don't buy the 3 players, say, right? With 3 players, probably if we start like last year, if the first coach to be out is him.
I wouldn't mind that, actually.
I'll be opposed. All right, so let's go to. We have some other predictions that we can run through. They're more like manager and player. Hopefully, you guys can remember your first manager fired because there's a picture of the guy, and I don't know that you guys can notice them by sight of their face.
Yeah, you're gonna test me.
And now I'm blanking on who I picked, to be honest. Okay. So Frank and Daddy. Yeah, Frank and Daddy picked Stropa from Monza. You guys think, high expectations, I'm assuming?
Yeah, so I think Monza will do – I don't think they'll be close to relegation, but I think they're going to stumble at first. And because Berlusconi's spending money and he's not going to get a large leash at all. Like if they lose 4 games in a row, he could be fired, right?
I think that's a good call. I think, he's got a lot of pressure on him to start good.
Now, sometimes the crappy teams with no expectations also fire a coach in 2 weeks, which I don't understand. But my guess, if I had to put my money now,
but especially in Italy, like they pull the leash so quick.
You see, usually, right, the the beginning, all the small team, let's say that it's called the small team, they go straight, fast, and they get point, right? But usually I say, but this year it's different. This year they call two campionati in one because of the World Cup. So everybody has to start well. You know what I mean? That's why the small team they don't have too much chance this year.
I mean, yeah, it's
They
very
use
rare that you get a
Juventus,
Salernitana who's awful the
Juventus is
first
a
half.
big team, but they can
And then-
afford to lose a point in the beginning.
Yeah, but you could say reverse too. That a lot of the big teams are going to have their players go to the World Cup mid winter during the break, and the smaller mid teams won't have as many, so they have an advantage because
Well,
they can
Juventus,
continue.
Juventus doesn't have no bad.
Well, Juventus, no, they, they don't have many. I can't think of them right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they don't take Bremer, so he becomes Italian.
I picked Sotil from Udinese. I think Udinese is going to drop this year. Get relegated, but I think they lost a lot of players. They lost some
could be the
players.
surprise all the time.
No, not for me. I think their team is worse than last year. It's a new coach coming in.
Chris,
could
why
get
you
a
put
short
the
leash, too.
Yeah,
Sampdoria?
Gianpaolo. Look at me. He looks like a putz. Their roster's terrible.
Wait, Chris, when you said that to me, you're like, wait, is he still the coach? He didn't get fired? How did that happen?
Hasn't he been fired and rehired there like
No,
twice? I feel
He's
like
there. No, it's him.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was shocked that he didn't get fired based off of last year.
Gianpaolo, he has a good media. Everybody think he's
Yeah,
he's
but that's a
You
good
know what I
call
mean?
though, because Sampdoria does fire their coaches a lot.
I just don't like their team at all. So
Their
I
team's
think
not good, and he
yeah.
does bad lately. So I think that's Chris is probably going to get that one right. Like, I don't think he's going to have a tough time this year.
I
And
know.
then-
I think if you start to bet the like last year, they're gonna
Yeah.
they're gonna.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
gone in the first three
And then
games.
producer Dom. Yeah, producer Dom picked the Lecce head coach Baroni because I'm assuming he's gonna struggle coming up to the first division.
What if they come in fourth?
I'd love it. I'd love it.
Yeah.
Surprise team. So this is like, yeah, who do you think is gonna be?
We didn't really define.
It could be surprise in a good or a bad way.
True.
Yeah.
Really. So you just explain whoever you picked.
Yeah.
So producer Dom and Frank both picked Sassuolo, which this one shocked me. I don't know. Please explain this one, Frank, because
Well, so yeah, they lost Kamaka, right? And like I struggle with what a surprise team is because I was originally going to put Fiorentina, but I'm like, is that really a surprise team? Like if we think they're going to come in fifth, they did good last year.
Yeah,
Yeah, last year we all chose him.
Fiorentina. I pick Fiorentina because I like the way Italiano make them play.
Yeah,
But,
I was going to pick.
They are a place. If they like, they can even fight for the fourth place.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think they could fight for the fourth place. I just don't know if it's a surprise. Like I think we're all kind of expecting them to do well. I don't know if Sassuolo is really a surprise for that same reason because
but I mean, surprise in where? Where do you see them finishing? Like, what's surprising? Because I don't see them more than they're going to be an 8, 9, 10. Like I don't.
No,
I think they could be top 7.
Frank, I call surprise because nobody talk about Fiorentina.
I mean, I'm surprised if no one's talking
The
about
paper,
Fiorentina.
nobody talk about Fiorentina. That's
I
why
think they're
call
making a
surprise.
mistake for sure.
So 7 would get them the conference league spot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying Sassuolo's got a shot at that? All right.
More because I think they have talented players and they have a good coach.
Okay, Chris,
You
why
know?
did you pick Monza?
I mean, they're some moves they actually made were pretty good. They have money that looks like they want to stay up. I don't think they're getting relegated. I really don't. So I could see them getting 10 to 12. Like,
Do you think they're
that's-
left side or right side of the?
That's what I was gonna say, Chris. I see them 10th place.
Yeah,
I
could
think-
see.
I think
Well, what are you
they're
talking
here to
about?
stay.
Monza. Monza.
Yeah.
What are you talking about Monza?
Yeah.
I put them the
think-
relegation.
I know.
In the reality, they'll probably end up in between those two spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think since we didn't define what surprise team is, I think Chris and Dan probably did it the most spirit, right? Like Monza, like in terms of a lower, because I really wanted to put Fiorentina, but I'm like, that's not a surprise. We picked them to do well last year. We think Italiano is really good. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, Sassuolo not really either. But I'm like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
They'll be interesting to watch too, though, this year. I think they're going to be fun to watch.
I don't even remember who I put for manager of the year.
Manager of the year. Who do we put? I don't remember who anyone picked. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So producer Dom picked Pioli. So because he picked him as a repeat champion, so that makes sense. Oh, Chris, you know what? I think I messed yours up. Did you pick Mourinho?
Yeah, I picked Mourinho.
Yeah, well, I swapped those. So you picked Mourinho and I picked Italiano. I messed that up. And then Pietro picked Italiano and Frank picked Mourinho. So we're split 2-2 for Mourinho and 2 for Italiano.
I really like all those picks, to be honest with you. I'll just tell you why I picked Mourinho, because I think the fact that they jump in second, third place, right? I think they make the leap to the Champions League, and they're going to have the nicest style. But I love Italiano too, so I don't.
Well, Frank, I was gonna say my two options were Italiano or Mourinho, but I went Mourinho because I put him to win the whole goddamn thing.
So that's my thing. Is like I picked Rome to win it all. So for me, Mourinho's going to win it. But here's my thought about Italiano. They're going to do so well. Allegri gets fired.
Oh yeah, and he becomes Juventus coach.
He's the next Juventus coach.
I would
Cross your
take that.
fingers. Jeez.
I'd take that in a heartbeat.
That's where my head's at, because I think Fiorentina is going to be very, very good. He's got 2 years at the same team with a really good roster. He's the next Juventus head coach.
Yeah, I would not hate that.
And then we can go to the top goal scorer. So Chris, even this one I laughed because you picked the same as me.
Wait. Oh yeah, who'd I put? Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
I was gonna put what Daddy put, and then I changed my mind.
Frank put the standard Immobile because he scores nonstop and gets 1 million penalty shots, I'm guessing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I think he's gonna continue to score his 25 goals on lots, and yeah, but it doesn't matter. He's gonna score his goals.
They're still offensive, and he's gonna score.
I wanted
not a bad pick. We just don't like him, so it's. Like,
I wanted to literally put Vlahovic because if Juventus is gonna win first, like he has to have a great year. But I just can't see him scoring 30 goals with Allegri's team, so I couldn't do it. So I was like, I'm gonna go Immobile. I was even thinking Abraham too.
I'm right there with you, Frank, on the Vlahovic. I just don't see him even getting the ball that
Who
much
is this
to
guy?
get those 30 goals.
Who is that guy?
So, Chris, go ahead. You explain your reasoning, and then I'll say mine.
So, I mean, Jovic, Fiorentina.
Luka Jovic.
Jovic. Look at Katsuri.
Yeah.
For goal.
Yeah. What, you don't think he's going to be good?
4 goals he scored.
What?
4 goals. Okay, are we going to have a side bet that this guy scores more than 4 goals this season? Because
4 goals
he's going to score more than 4 goals. Well, how many goals would you say he actually scores this season?
Who?
I don't even know if he hears me.
I made a goal.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he might get 5.
4, 5. I got good cuts.
What?
No way. No.
First of all, he's going to have like 12 opportunities a game.
Oh.
He's talented. I don't understand what you're saying. He's talented. He's on a team that
Real Madrid. He never played in Real Madrid.
Okay,
Yeah,
look at Real Madrid. Look at their team.
Their roster's insane. I don't know. I picked him. He's gonna. I put him in the same categories. I mean, he's not as good as Vlahovic, obviously, but like he would have won it last year. And this guy's good.
Listen,
he's
it'd be good if it was a new skill. Listen, that would be good for them. I don't know how many.
It's the opportunity. It's the players he's playing with. Those wingers are insane. And Kone and Gonzalez are going to get him the ball nonstop, and he can score. He's a finisher. I think he can definitely win it. And you guys are going to be surprised when he has at least, I want to say, I mean, I'm picking him to be the leader, so 25. But if he gets less than 17, I would be shocked.
Oh, I think he's going to get 15 plus easily.
Well, that's where I was going to put it at 15, which doesn't put him anywhere near the top.
No, it doesn't. The other one I was going to say was Abraham, which producer Dom picked. Abraham. He was the one I was toss up with.
Yeah.
So I was thinking him. It was either Jovic or Lukaku I was going to pick, but I went with him.
Now listen.
He's not going to have more than 5 goals, guys. Come on.
No, I didn't say 5.
What the hell?
I said around 15.
God, I don't want to quit watching the sport.
I think Vlahovic is going to have like 15.
I think Vlahovic might have 12. That team sucks.
Double digits might be a struggle. Let's go to the MVP.
Dan, I really hate you. Did you just copy me? Like,
I did mine before you. Who are you talking about? It's producer Don picked Leao. He's going back-to-back MVP.
It's not a bad pick,
which
actually.
it's a good
It's
pick.
not- That's
That's a good pick. Yeah. I forgot about Leo.
How did you forget about
Maybe that's
that?
why I have Milan fourth and not second.
Frank and Pietro picked Vlahovic as the MVP. So Frank, you were just saying, you don't see him winning.
Yeah. So in an ideal world, for Juventus to win number one, right? Vlahovic scores somewhere between 18 and 24 goals, which I don't think wins the top scorer.
Mhm.
But I think he also ends up with 6 to 10 assists, and he's just overall very, very important to the overall team. And I think he becomes like the next, because Di Maria is only there for a year. I think Vlahovic becomes, the next real great forward that they have. And I don't know if any of that's going to happen this year, especially the way he looks now, but that's kind of, how that would happen.
Yes.
So for MVP, I usually pick, obviously someone from the winning team. And for Dybala, I want Dybala to win the MVP so bad, just to have a comeback year and just shove it in everyone's faces that he's still good and still the best, and he can do it. I have
That's
faith that he can do
Dybala,
it.
right?
I agree.
You picked Dybala.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Dybala. Yeah.
I would like that to happen.
If he stays healthy, it's a big if, right? Like, he's got to stay healthy. But I could see him, the MVP season he had with Juventus, he could do it with Rome, right?
Yeah.
Like, I hope he takes over that city, and
He already has. He already has taken over that city.
I think he's going to be friggin' awesome this year.
Yeah. Listen, if he gets, Dybala is very much a head player. Like if he feels he's got the support of people, he's on top of the game. He plays great.
Wanted.
Yeah. So I think in terms of the people up there, I think Daddy and I's pick of Vlahovic is the worst pick up there, right? It's like what we want to happen, but I think there's a lot better chance Dybala or Leao win it than Vlahovic based on how Juventus play right now.
Yeah, in my eyes, Vlahovic is on the worst team of those three players.
That's why
I think Rome's better and Milan's better. So.
Well, for them to win, right? For them to win first place, it would have to be a big year for
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Pond in the chat is saying he thinks the ball is going to have a really good, he's a really good signing. Yeah, I haven't seen one person say, "Man, that was a shit signing by Rome." I think everyone's on the same page.
I just hope he stays healthy. I really do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Say him, Pellegrini, Abraham. Their team is insane. Jesus.
Yeah, I forgot Spinazzola.
Yeah. Again, another health issue, a question mark, always been. But
last year he came back, right?
Even Pellegrini gets nagging injuries here and there. He's not always the healthiest. They have some question marks.
You're forgetting about my boy, who I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Zalewski, we know.
Yeah. He's good. Watch. He's going to continue to get better.
Of course. There's legit teams who want him, and Rome rejected it. Like, really good teams want him, and they said no. So yeah, that's our predictions. I'm sure we're wrong on all of these. I think
we did better than last year.
I'm sure Napoli will finish first, and none of us will win top four.
That's one I'm willing to bet they don't finish first.
Yeah. All right, you guys have anything else to say about?
Do we want to end it, or we want to talk a couple minutes on any new rumors that came out?
You guys kind of already talked about Juventus already in their rumors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to name that you want to talk about for Juventus side?
No, they have their under 23 game versus under 23 midweek, and then they have, I think, Atletico Madrid on Sunday, and then they have a week to prepare for Sassuolo.
So is Ravella still on his way out though, or is there a chance they might keep him still?
No idea.
I think Fagioli's definitely staying.
Yeah. Well, listen, we'll
what would you guys, if you had a choice between Fagioli and Ravella, who would you pick?
I would keep them both.
You had to pick one. You have to pick one.
Why do I have to pick one?
You have to. Tell me.
I would pick both.
You guys can't give me a fucking straight answer, please. Tell me.
Why can't I pick them both?
Ravella is ready than Fagioli.
Yeah, I think they're both. I think Ravella had a year in Serie A, so obviously he's more ready.
2 years in Serie A.
Yeah. So
so
the better question is, where do I put them on the midfield depth chart?
No,
if that's what you want to ask me.
My question is, if you have to pick one, who are you playing?
I think they both make the top 5 of the midfielders.
I tell you what.
I'm being honest with you.
I tell you what I would pick Ravella. Ravella be midfield. He can play basso or low,
Mm-hmm.
which Fagioli cannot. So he can switch with
I think
Locatelli up, move up and down.
that's my thing. I think
The
Rovella helps
Fagioli play more
Locatelli more.
forward.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you,
So
like,
in other words, Rovella he has more help to the team, to the midfield than Fagioli.
yeah, I'm just saying that if you're asking me to pick the top 6 midfielders for them to play
I
a
know
year of
you would
Champions
say
League,
just get Pjanic back, and you don't need either of them.
no, I would say you're really talking Pogba, right? Locatelli, Zakaria, McKennie, and then I would put Ravella and Fagioli in there, and they're ahead of the others.
And I tell you something else about Juventus. Zakaria this year is going to be good.
Who?
Zakaria.
Yeah, I like the way Zachary's playing.
Listen,
Well,
I think
well,
Zakaria is a good player. I think Allegri's still putting him in the wrong position, personally.
No,
But
because you see,
How
the
are we
way I
talking about
saw
this team?
him look like he
Thank
get
you.
more involved
Chris.
than the game.
that is our
Get
champion.
more involved than he run more.
Yeah, he's
Than
got to get him
before.
more involved, exactly, so he can win more balls.
Yeah, Chris is strictly Rome fan this year.
I am.
He wants half-hour segments on them every week.
We talk about Juventus, yeah. Hell outta here.
Anyway, next week Frank won't be here. What we'll do is we'll run down the games. We'll preview week 1 for the games, and if there's more signings, which I'm sure there will be, hopefully. So we'll have that planned for next week.
So I'll have to send you my my picks.
You'll send the pics, yeah.
All right.
Like, favorite, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. YouTube, Twitch, on your podcasts. We got a Twitter.
Also in the comments, write your top 4, write your winners, do all that stuff.
Yeah, we want to rip them apart.
Tell us what week you think Allegri gets fired.
Yeah. We should give out a prize for that. Anyway, have a good night.
Bye.
Adios.
Good night. Good night.